because I'm like, can't do anything. So very helpful.
Or you get sick.
Can't be mad at air or, people's respiration. I can't get mad at air. I get mad at anything. It's just like that. It's stupid. After the fact, makes perfect sense when you're doing it.
Baby boy
me, Brent, Charles, and Ansimon, Lasso, we jumped a B.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It had it coming.
It had it coming.
It had it coming.
It was fucking with us individually.
Yeah.
And then as a group,
at first we were like, hey, hey, B, do your thing, hey,
don't mess with the B. B, don't mess with you.
Go your way. Gently go away. Hey, hey, B, hey, that's all you, B. All right, hey. And then eventually it was like, hey.
I think it landed too close to you, I think. And you were like, nope, that's it. And we knocked it down and stomped it out. We were very angry.
Charles knocked it down. I remember that.
Oh, Charles knocked it down?
Yeah, because I was
right.
I was like, oh snap! It does not sound right, but yeah, I remember that.
Okay, Electric. I am on January 6th, and
just all kinds of watch. I mean, thankfully, everybody's been fired in the federal government, so nobody's there to watch.
Nope. A bunch of them got rehired from a judge's thing.
Oh yeah. Well, also a lot of them were already being panic rehired because they were like, "Oh no, we fired
the people who do everything.
Oh no, we need them back."
I hate idiocy. It is entertaining.
I wonder if they like wrote back to them or called them back and be like, "Oh, you were supposed to be fired. You were actually on the wrong list." Like hit them with the bullshit,
Yeah, but like it had my name and my address and a picture of me and my wife and kids on the letter. So what are you talking about? I'm like, clerical error.
What happened was you didn't send us the 5 things email, and we thought you were a fake account.
Yeah.
Remember that time president almost got in a fist fight with the president of the whole other country over thank you?
I wish, I prayed to everything that they would have gotten a fist fight, bro.
Yeah,
Electric, have you sparred with Eastern Europeans?
Let me think about it.
They are very different. They are made out of different stuff, dude.
I've sparred with Brazilians
because he wasn't wearing a suit.
It's not fuck around to find out. It's like find out. Just Khabib. You know Khabib.
Yeah.
I'll find out.
You know Khabib, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. That's normal.
I've sparred with Brazilians before.
Oh my! I was right about to say that. Are we online right now?
Yeah, I'm recording, but like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. On there.
Brazilians, yeah. So I was right about to say that. Whenever I'd be at work and then I'd be going to the gym, and then my coach would call me. He's like, "Hey man, I got these guys from Brazil. They want to get some rounds in." And I'd be like it's just gonna be a long day. It was Brazilians and Russians and really anybody from like the Eastern Europe part. Anytime they were sparring, it was like, dude, I could win easily with some of these people, but guaranteed it's going to hurt. Everything's gonna hurt. So you buck out an Eastern European like that, dude, I don't think you actually know what you're doing because they are,
not to mention,
built different.
It was like, and you're not wearing a suit. It's like, I came from a war zone and I'm going back to one right after this.
Basically.
What?
All right. Brent, you want to do us the honors?
Is it an honor? Is it?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. It's an
All
honor.
right. Welcome to the podcast. Habitual Line Steppers podcast. Podcast that never was. Name pending.
Yo, he's still doing this.
Bro, the name's set.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it though?
It's set.
I don't know that it is.
All right, ladies and gents.
We'll circle back on that one.
This is officially the Habitual Line Steppers.
The first official episode. Looking at show topics and stuff like that and trying to figure out like what we're going to talk about. And I've been trying to talk about this for a little bit. And we've kind of brushed on it in a couple of episodes and stuff like that. But today where I want to dive into the world of like AI art. Does it suck? It is actually art. The question I want to ask today and kind of get your opinions on it, because you guys are two very musical people, very artistic people. I'm an artistic person-ish, but mostly like a tech person. Is AI art, right? And so, obviously we're going to start off with like, what is your definition of like art? Like what is art and what isn't art? Because I think just in general, that's debated a lot.
I would say art is a design with the intent to provoke thought.
Okay. That's pretty general. Yeah. No, that wasn't a critique. Yeah.
That said, that banana with the duct tape on it,
bruh,
outreaching.
Tax fraud, bro. That is all that is. Electrical
I
could
I see art as something
one
that just
saying
evokes emotion.
evokes emotion.
Yeah, it evokes emotion and stirs the imagination. That's how I interpret art. That's the reason for doing anything with art. The reason why I did it was more of an emotional release when I used to write music. So now that my life is in order, I feel like I don't need it. So it's
That's interesting.
it's strange. Yeah,
that is a great point though. Like, does happiness stifle art?
I think it does.
Because
I think it absolutely does.
there's a lot of musicians who can't write when they're happy.
That's me.
No,
And
a lot of musicians
Yeah.
write the best stuff in the hardest times of their life when they're drug addicted or something, dude.
That's
And
me.
then when they get clean, then Eminem's trash. Like,
they said that about Coltrane.
yeah, I was actually talking to my son the other day because he was getting, I guess he was getting he has ADHD like shit like all of us do, but he was getting picked on and kind of singled out in class a lot. And he was like, well, maybe I'm just a bad kid. And I was like, oh, hell no, you're not gonna walk around thinking that, you know what I mean? But the teacher was kind of just being an asshole. But in that, I was like, dude, there's a reason why like all of the, the geniuses, the inventors, the musicians, the artists, there's a reason why all of them have this thing. It's like, we're not normal, right? And like that different way of thinking, that abnormality is what lends its way to like beautiful art, right? And so like if I take both of you guys' definitions and I kind of generalize them, then I think I don't want to be that guy, but like, isn't anything art then? And then who's to say what art is and what it isn't? If it speaks to you, then can anything not be art, or can anyone say something's not art?
I think people, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion on what is art. I mean, there's art that I see that I'm like, this shit is fucking stupid. Like the banana. The banana thing is, for me, that's a scam. That's not art. You just taped a banana to a wall, and you just had good marketing. You probably knew somebody who had a gallery. And if you feel like I'm taking a shot at you, I don't give a shit. Fight me.
But to that point,
Mm-hmm.
that was arguably the point of the banana and the duct tape for folks to one, debate its artistic credibility, and also to take a dig at the whatever venue that it was supposed to be in, because supposedly that artist owed them like a work of art, and he was like, middle finger to you.
Oh, so I respect it then. All right. I take it back. I would actually fight with you, buddy. So whoever you are, artist, I respect that. He just basically said, all right, you want a piece of art? I'm gonna give you a piece of art. Fucking put a banana with a piece of tape on the wall. Go fuck yourself. I respect that. I didn't know that whole backstory. I just saw the reel and I really didn't care about it. I was like, all right, somebody got rich off of something real quick. Fuck it. And I just didn't pay no mind. But yeah, if that's a backstory to that, I think that's fucking awesome.
I thought I didn't know the backstory either. I thought it was just the regular money laundering, tax evasion art stuff, like fine art, So
the online result for what was the idea behind it is the banana on the wall is a commentary on the commodification of art. In today's world, art is seen as a luxury item, something that is only accessible to the wealthy. The banana on the wall challenges this notion by making art accessible to everyone.
can't see, but I'm making
I got a bunch of bananas downstairs right now. I'm about to get some duct tape and make my own $1 million portrait downstairs. Change it out every 4 days and eat $1 million.
Yeah, and it satirizing the concept of authentic art having value is legit. It's a real. What was the thing that everybody was selling where it's like, oh, this JPEG is like authentic?
NFTs.
Yeah.
NFTs. It's a live action NFT.
A lot of people lost money on those NFTs.
A lot of people made money on those NFTs. Look, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I'm trying to figure out how to do a rug pull myself, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, I got. Damn you, Tory Lanez. Made me.
You did bro.
Yeah, I did a Tory Lanez NFT.
No, you
I
didn't.
bought like
bro.
50 of those albums for $1 each.
No, okay, that's not a lot.
Yeah, and that's not that bad. Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine.
And I was losing way more money than that in the stock market trading
about to say.
options. So, but yeah, man, I ended up buying those, and yeah, they ain't go nowhere. So maybe they did. I don't know. I just never checked.
They didn't. They didn't. So there's obviously like a group of like elite people that like are the gatekeepers of what art is and what art isn't. And I think it's factual that there are these people. Now, whether they actually hold the power that people say they do, that's debatable. But my question is, like, a lot of people like especially a lot of artists that I know, and I know a good amount of artists because of like my previous jobs and stuff, really, really hate AI art. And not so much that it's taking their jobs, but they hate it for that reason too. But they hate it because they think that it sucks. And that made me ask, like, have you seen anything made by AI that was good? And when I say good, I mean like The Godfather was a good movie. That's the only word I can use to describe it. It was just good. Like, it was head to toe just good. Any AI art that's good, not interesting. Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's funny. I'm talking about good. You know anything?
There's nothing memorable
that couldn't have been made in another.
There's nothing I can think of that's memorable.
Right.
If
that's you think AI art, what do you think of
AI art? That's quick, easy. That's what I think of. Colorful. Yeah. I
think of concepts. So some of the most recent things I've seen is where people are recasting movies or like casting potential movies with particular actors and using AI to do it. But one, that's been done like Photoshop and whatnot in the past. Yeah. So my point is I haven't seen anything with AI that couldn't have been done another way. Hopefully it was easier for them to do this. Like, hey, here's my concept. You know, I didn't have to spend hours editing like a photo to do this. Mm-hmm. But, you know, to your point, I don't think I've seen anything that this couldn't have been done any other way than AI.
Yeah, I was like, have I seen anything that's like good? I've seen a bunch of cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of funny stuff. But like, honestly, like, if I'm thinking about it right now, like the vast majority of the AI stuff I see are like Trump, like playing cards with Jesus or something like that. It's like really stupid stuff. Have y'all seen the AI commercials?
No, I haven't.
So McDonald's.
I've only seen I didn't see that one. I saw the Coca-Cola.
Oh, Coca-Cola. That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah, the Coke one. And then there's a McDonald's. McDonald's in Japan has done a bunch. If you can, I put in the scratch notes. Click on if you go to the scratch notes. That way we can like talk about it a little bit. But if you go to scratch paper, click on The Holiday Magic is Coming, and then click on The Holiday Magic is Coming. That one, and then nothing else. Don't click on anything else. It's like, watch
people were upset about this.
I'm very upset about it.
Why?
Watch it, and then we'll talk about it. I am very upset about this.
All right, so there's a YouTube video called The Holiday Magic, and it's by Coca-Cola, and it's showing it looked like an ad for Christmas.
Yeah, it's a Christmas ad. I don't think
it really
was there.
Hold on, what's your take, Alexa?
Yeah. I felt like it lacked luster, and that stirred my thoughts earlier when you asked what AI have you seen, like what AI art have you seen that's really good, and it made me really think about it. And I'm like, I haven't. Like, I've saw things that I really thought, oh wow, this is interesting, but there's nothing memorable. There's nothing that makes me say, oh wow, like this is something I'll always remember. Like there's actually been photos that I've seen that I can think back to and remember it, but with AI, for some reason, I can't. I think I've already grown tired of AI art and AI videos. When I see it, I don't like it now. Like I just watched this video and I did not like what I saw, and I felt like it lacked energy. There's just something missing from it. It's not a commercial that inspires excitement.
Physics is missing from it. It's uncanny valley all day, and it's incredibly frustrating. I think one of the biggest things that the real reason I'm really mad at it is because it's fucking lazy, right?
Yeah.
It's really lazy. And listen, you guys know me. I play with AI art all day. Like, I'll get into all that stuff later, but like, the wheels don't turn. These things don't move. Like there's everything's so wrong about the video. And I played this for my son, and I had to tell him it was AI, and he was like, "What's wrong with this video?" Like there's certain things about the physical world that just don't look right, and it's offensive to me because the technology is there to make it look right. It exists. So why the hell is Coca-Cola, a company that spent, I forgot how much money they spent on it, but it was crazy, making this? Whoever this Real Magic AI company is, they got the illest bag because they turned in some D tier work and got paid a ton of money for it. So that's why I'm pissed off about it. It's because like it's just corporate greed. It's stupid.
Yeah, that
Also-
commercial could have literally been made within 20 minutes.
Yeah. Look at the McDonald's
Well-
one that I sent too. It's a short. So you can look at it real quick from Japan.
So the thing that I also keep noticing about a lot of AI videos is this. If you told me they all had the same director, I would believe you because they all do the same, essentially stills that are just being zoomed in slowly and another still being zoomed in.
Mhm.
The AI aspect of them has this what would otherwise be a still slightly moving, but it's still doing a slow pan in or
At a
slow
weird
pan
frame
out.
rate.
Yeah, and to that point, there is nothing happening. Like we've become so accustomed to TV. I mean, karate explosions. Like I'm not seeing any plot, any action. There's no story. So what used to happen, and especially when commercials were at their peak, you get little mini movies in 30 seconds. And to that point, it was impressive how much could be told in 30 seconds that was still promoting something, like product placement galore. And I mean, even beyond that, my favorite commercial is still Old Spice. Like,
Oh, yeah.
hello,
Mhm.
lady. Look at your man. Now look at me. Now back to your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. And that would make an awesome AI commercial if you did that, because all of the things that happen in that commercial are so random. They lean towards like AI, but AI hasn't caught up to making that type of commercial with it having the same actual like intent, it not even intent, but like the artistry behind it. Like currently AI feels empty because, like I said, we're just getting a lot of still slow pan stills in, a lot of slow pan stills out. You know, the Coca-Cola commercial at least had the polar bear rising out of the water in one shot. The rest of them were trucks sitting
that
there.
water shot pissed me off. I'm sorry.
I know, but at least
Pissed me off.
something happened. Like they opened the bottle, a bear came out the water. Those are the two times I can tell you in that commercial something happened, and then beyond that, some trucks rolled down the street.
So is it the fact that AI isn't at the point where it can enable the artistry, or is it the fact that the artists have not adopted AI? Because if dope artist people made AI stuff, I think they'll make dope stuff. I think the issue is that the art community is not embracing AI, and that's why we're not seeing it. I was thinking about this a lot, and I got really frustrated because I'm like, dude, there has to be some dope artists that are doing it. And so I tried to look for examples of really good art. If you go in and look at there's two things I found. I found a lot, but there's two things I want to point out. This Whipnotic, it's a commercial for a real product, and Culture Pop. They made an full AI commercial, and these commercials are really good. Really good commercials. And if y'all can just cut this one, but just look at it real quick and tell me what y'all think about these. What were we talking about before Electric decided his computer is gonna fail?
These AI commercials. So we literally took a commercial break.
So Culture Pop, that's a better Culture Pop one that is sent. I'm like, okay, there it goes. Like there's some really good, well thought out, well directed. And this is why I'm like, I think that if the art community embraces AI as a tool, that it could help. But I think a lot of people are still pretty pissed off at it because it's just you being used by propaganda. And the thing that I hate the most is, did you know that Africans were Indians and alien? The AI guy, you know, the AI guy's voice?
Yeah.
And the shorts and the just it's early adopters, and just I like the democratization of everything, but it produces so much shit, you know. The other
Literal
thing,
shit. Literal.
yeah,
There's so much trash and bad information out there now, more than
yeah.
ever, because of like people can whip this stuff up in 15 seconds and just dump it out there.
So my dad sends me
Hey.
like these messages, and I made a message in AI. Didn't even read it. I made some art, some images of like Barack Obama, like signing, like looking over like African leaders signing a contract, and I sent it to them. And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Okay, don't send it to anybody. I just made it." And I just wanted to show them like the stuff is too easy to do. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but
No, that is a horrible thing because not everybody's going to say, hey, this was fake. Or just so you know, you just fell for a well-edited video. Like
old problem.
a lot of people. Exactly. Not even an old problem. There's a lot of people who just realize, oh, that wasn't true. Uh-oh.
They did a laugh.
Next 4 years, they're going to be interesting. I will say that this Culture Pop ad you sent has a lot of traditional and, quote unquote traditional advertising shots,
Yeah.
but done with AI. And I think that's why it looks more engaging
Mm-hmm.
than the other ones that
was very intentional, which is crazy that Coke wouldn't be able to do that. That's why the Coke ad makes me so mad. It's like, you know how much money you have?
Right.
You know?
Well, how much money
and
did they save?
resources and access.
No, they didn't save money. Hold on. Hold on.
Because wasn't that shown during the Super Bowl too? So they dropped at least. If you put an ad in the Super Bowl, that's $5 million.
Well, yeah, but then what? Production costs as well, right? So they're thinking, oh well, we just reduced the production cost. Who wait first? Who made this commercial? Some intern with AI?
Bro, it's like $5 of runway credits can get you the same thing. Yeah. So the other place that I found that AI is actually good, controversial take, porn. Now hear me out.
They are responsible for a lot of advances in technology.
They are actually driving the advancing in the video technology right now. The reason why I think that AI porn is good. I'm not saying that I like AI porn. I'm not saying I don't like it either. But I'm saying the reason I think it's good is because when I watch a Coke commercial and I see trucks driving down the street and the wheels aren't spinning, that pisses me off. But if I'm watching a porn and her boobs aren't jiggling the right way or something like that, I don't really care. You know, so it's
six figures. What?
You know, so if people are like generating a ton of content for commercials or a ton of content for YouTube shorts, my bar is way higher of like what's good and what's acceptable. But if people are generating a ton of porn, okay, that's just more. You know what I mean? And if anything, that's probably a safer option than, actually exploitation, yada, yada, yada. So yeah. I think those are like the two spots that I think I found that are good. I was trying to see if you guys saw anything else that was good. There's so much crap out there,
No ducks were harmed in this video.
So I want to do a thing real quick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was simply agreeing that the medium has so much playground in adult video, in adult material, where, to your point, there are people who are heavily invested in making quality that can push the boundary. And that's what's been happening in pornography in terms of technology, like CGI, all of these like technologies have had advancements happen. They go, hey, robotics, and all of them are going to have advancements there first, which we mentioned previously.
So I want to play
first episode.
I want to play a game, right? With you guys, right? So real quick, I do want to say something about why there's a lot of sameness that you see. I spoke about this earlier when we were talking about like finding out if an image is AI or not. It's that AI uses diffused noise that is a mixture of black and white, and those colors always average out to a particular value. When you take a lot of information and you synthesize it, what you're doing is you're kind of getting a bunch of stuff and you're finding the median. And so that's why a lot of the AIs of someone spinning might look the same, because on average, people spin like this. On average, the light is positioned here. So it's more inclined to create something average than different. And I think that's what some people's problems are. I wanna play. I talked to some people this week, and I got them to text me some opinions. And just to stay on theme, I went ahead and used AI voices to voice those things out. I want to play spitting or tripping. I'm gonna play something, and then I want you guys to let me know if this person's spitting or if this person is tripping. All right, here we go. Here's the first person. This person is named Desmond. They are a big fan of AI art. They use it for like different things that they create. So listen to Desmond.
I think AI art is a game changer for creators like me. I've always had ideas for stories and characters, but I could never bring them to life because I couldn't draw. I didn't have the skills or the resources to hire someone to do it for me. But now, with AI art tools, I can finally see my ideas take shape. It's not about replacing human artists. It's about giving people like me a chance to express themselves in ways they never could before. And I think that's beautiful. In fact, I think it's going to make the work of human artists even more valuable. When anyone can create something decent with AI, the truly talented artist will stand out even more. It's not a replacement. It's a democratization of art.
Spitting or tripping?
Let him cook. Let him cook. He's spitting.
Want to expound on that?
There are so many great ideas out there that we are potentially missing because the idea creator doesn't have the opportunity to share their idea with the world. And not to mention how many times one idea in its rough iteration spawns an even better idea. And so, to your earlier point, like, we are seeing AI done by potentially mediocre artists. Yes. But that mediocrity has the potential to inspire someone who is truly gifted. And so once we see the gifted people take that idea to the next level, we're going to get some amazing art. Bring it back to music real quick. I like Bruno Mars. At the same time, I like Bruno Mars because I noticed the hustle that he's doing. He takes songs that you might know, you might not know. He mixes 2 or 3 songs together and cooks up something new. So if you are familiar with the songs, you'll hear the bass line from this song, the drums from this other song, the keys from this third song put together into a new song. And of course, that sounds great because it's all from hits. And because he can play, it's a hit.
Pop music.
That said, supposedly he suffers from writer's block a lot because, writes not just for himself, he's writing for and I heard this dude on 6 other people's songs recently. So I'm like, I know he wrote all those songs because they all have kind of his touch to them. So if he has to put out so much content, he gets to a point where he's kind of blocked. So it's good that not only does he have other people to bounce ideas off, he has the entire history of music to sample from, or legally it's called interpolations. So he can interpolate all of that into new art. Same thing. I would love to see a real artist take this, Coca-Cola commercial or even the banana with the duct tape and do something amazing with it. Electric, what do you think?
What'd you think, Joe?
I just had a flux of ideas in my head just now, but I honestly can't recall what that guy was saying because I was so distracted by the influx of his voice. He sounded like he was pitching a commercial on TikTok and then hearing all the static in the background. So I just want to ask, was that AI generated?
It was a real person that wrote it, but I just generated it so I wouldn't have to read it.
Okay, because I was like, this is
actual
sound
person
human.
sentiment. So essentially, he was just saying that it's a game changer. He's a creator and he loves it because it gives him access to kind of get his ideas. And this is kind of I agree with this too, but it gives him access to get his ideas out there and to unlock stuff that he doesn't have the money or the time to hire artists and animators and all these other things. And otherwise, his ideas would just die. He likes the democratization of that. So
I agree with that. There are people that have so many ideas, but they have no resource to get it done. And I do think AI can help people. right? Get these things done. I don't think I'm one of those people. I mean, I'm one of those people that have tons of ideas that I want to complete and I never get any of it done, but I don't have I'm not much of a wordsmith when it comes up to whipping up prompts for what I need. I think I'm a little lazy when it comes to that. And I noticed like I've been using AI a little bit more and I'm realizing that it is making me a little lazy also in my thinking. Or maybe I'm just burnt out from work and everything else that's going on in life. Back to the topic. Yeah, I think it's a great thing for people that have a lot on their plate. It can be a great resource for them.
Back in the day, I was a musician and I had a solo album, and I essentially did not put it out because I also wanted to release certain tracks as singles, and the artist that I was working with to draw the cover art, we kind of like fell out of touch. And so like here I am, and they were doing it somewhat as a favor. Like, I was paying them like a bit, but they had other gigs that they were commissioned to do. So I wasn't a priority. So since I wasn't a priority, getting them to do the last one was like pulling teeth, to the point where, you know how they say strike while the iron is hot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it cooled down, baby. By the time I got to that last one, it was too far too late. I never really put it out. Like, it's out there. It's out on the internet somewhere, but it didn't have the marketing push that it should have had.
He probably lost stamina to do that as well too as time wore on.
Of course, like I have tons of music that I wasn't even inspired because I knew and then I'm gonna get to the point where I need cover art again. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this cover art. And so putting the music together wasn't a problem. It's literally the rest of the marketing, and not even marketing it, just the cover art. that's all I needed. So, but to that point, I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. If it's not like right, I don't want to put it out. So I had to get over that in and of itself.
I think that's where actual hired artists come into play, because I mean, I know how to do a lot of really good stuff with AI and get things basically the way you want it to look like. But if I need to move something a little bit, like I can't do that. And if I want, like, let me put it like this: if I had the ability and money wasn't an issue to do something in AI now, or get an artist to do it, and it will take like a month, I would do the artist every time, because I know I'm going to get exactly what I want, because I can work with that person and kind of change. But I want to kind of bring it a little closer to home for you guys, because I think since we don't make like drawing art or visual art, it's probably easier for us to be like, that's fine. You can Midjourney or, Chat GPT some art up. But voice acting is an area that I think is a bit more controversial, as far as what can and can't be done with AI, and how that's kind of encroaching on those people's territory. I had a TikTok where I used the voice actors for Overwatch to say some funny things. And there was like 2 comments on there. I was like, yo, the voice actors, this sucks for them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. But I want to play a voice actor I talked to, and this is their remarks on the whole voice acting thing. And I want to know if they're spinning or they're tripping.
I'm a voice actor, and I have to say, the thought of AI taking over my job is terrifying. It's not just about the money. It's about the fact that my voice is my identity. It's what makes me unique. And to think that someone can just take that away from me, replicate it with AI, and sell it as their own, that's just wrong. It's like someone taking a painting I spent months working on and just scribbling all over it. It's a violation, and it's not just about me. It's about all the artists out there who are struggling to make a living. AI art is not a tool, it's a threat. It's a way for corporations to make money off of our work without giving us any credit or compensation. And it's not going to stop until we stand up and say something.
Spitting, tripping. Not that easy, is it?
Yeah. And again, I was caught up. Coming from you, I sit there and I'm like, is he feeding us AI or is this a real person?
This is my problem in life now. No one ever believes anything I do anymore.
That's where I'm at. I don't believe anything I see.
I thought it was all AI.
It is. I know who these people are, but they just texted me the stuff.
So
and I didn't feel like reading it.
So one thing I recognized in there, I heard the audio take a breath, but there were a few words, and in the way it was expressed, I was like, no, this is AI. But when I heard that breath, I was like, oh, that's impressive. It took a breath. Okay.
Granted, I just put this in my basic thing. If I wanted to trick you, I could do that, no problem. But yeah, what do you think of the take? She's a voice actor, and if I could just take her voice, then she's like, this is bullshit.
No, I agree with that. I agree. It is some bullshit. It's not fair for them. You just sit there, record their voice, and then now you could use, any company could start using these over and over and over again, generate millions of dollars. Meanwhile, you paid this person $1,000 one time, and they get no residuals or any royalties later on. That sucks.
That happens now, but it's with a voice impersonator doing work for hire. So they also don't get residuals. They get their one-time fee. They use their voice to sound like Morgan Freeman. And from there, they did whatever commercial it was.
But that person gets paid for the next project, right? So if they get called back for, okay, well, we have another commercial we want you to shoot, so we're going to record you, they're getting paid again, right? Instead of
if there's a next project.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's next project in a timely manner that, like, you know, would keep food on their table or something like that, you know?
I mean, to that point, what was behind the NetEase firing all of the art department for Marvel Rivals?
I believe that's what it was. I believe that's what it is.
They have what they need. They can AI the rest. I mean, for all we know, the art department's already made whatever
it's established
additional characters. Yeah.
The art style is established. Now anyone can copy that art style. AI can copy some of the, let's say they need sprays or something like that. They can do the sprays and things like that. But if they need new characters, they could probably hire one or two artists, and they say, do that art style and have AI fill everything else in. The art style is established. It's locked in.
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, we're talking about the computers are taking my jobs, but we've heard that before. It was the immigrants are taking my job.
The computer's been taking our jobs, just to let you know.
And not only that, but like the automation was taking people's jobs before too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My career is based on automating myself out of a job.
Yeah.
That said, garbage in, garbage out. As advanced as AI is, I'm still, every time I see any AI art, immediately looking at the hand. Because I'm like,
Brent's my QA. Hey, Brent, I'm about to process what you see. He's like, why that strap go into her shoulder? I'm like, oh shit. But like I said, my bar's not very high for that kind of thing. So I'm like,
who buttons their shirt like that?
I got the tie tucked in between the cleavage. You should see our little QA sessions, Electric. They're pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm really torn on the voice acting thing, because I used to hire voice actors quite often, at least like 4 or 5 times a year. And a lot of people told me, which I do not understand. I've been told so many times in my life that I should do voice acting. I don't like my voice, but I've been told a lot that I should do it. And it's something that I always kind of considered. But I mean, if you need a Kermit the Frog, then I got you. You know what I'm saying? But I've hired less voice actors. I have hired voice actors, but I've hired less voice actors since I've gotten my rig. So there's what you call text to voice, which I can just type in and then it'll like say it, and then I can kind of do it over and over again until I get the inflection that's good. But there's also voice to voice, so I can talk and then put your voice on my inflection. So it's like you said, that's where it's like really get a lot of control. So I'm kind of torn on it, but then I think about like athletes. Like one of my fighters was in the UFC, and he had to sign that contract, name and likeness. If he signs that contract, they own his name and his likeness forever, basically. They can do whatever they want with his picture, with anything. And I think a voice is just an extension of that. So again, I think that voice actors are going to have more strict contract terms, you know, and it's gonna weed out a lot of people, right? Like a lot of the artists are gonna get weed out because I don't need anything cool. I just need like, you know, Superman punching, Obama or something like that, right? But the people who are actually good, right? The people who are actually staying there are gonna have tighter contracts. they're gonna be more valuable, right? And as an artist, I'm sure y'all took stupid music work. Well, this is stupid, and just kind of cranked it out, even though it's dumb, So I think she's right. I think she's spitting, but it's coming from a very personal place. But I would agree with her, but I would still continue to clone her voice. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Drake. I'm really not. That said, one of my favorite pieces of music is the Motown poppy version of Push-Ups, which is far better than the original, in my opinion. I mean, granted, because of my old school taste, and still, the way he screams Metro, I have only AI to think of this. I mean, and granted, whoever programmed it, clearly, whoever did this clearly has a musical ear, because I'm sure that is not what, whatever prompt you made to make that, you have to be a musician, because it clearly could have spit out some hot doo-doo. Or maybe you just have the program that's it's everything in key, blah, 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 that's how it was programmed. But still, the art made with the AI is vastly superior to the original artist, who at that time had all of the resources at his disposal.
All the resources.
The industry is on his side, or was at that time.
Electric, as a musician, what do you think about AI music? Like songs?
I think some of it is actually good. It sounds good sonically. I'm even thinking about setting up an AI song to use for our intro. Because I'm not gonna get back on my computer and try to learn all these DAW programs again and try to reteach myself how to make music. I've had at least 5-6 years away from it. So I just forgot everything I know. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I like what I've heard. There's a lot of creative stuff out there, and I just don't like today's artists. So I feel like AI music is doing better than them right now.
Is AI artists? Like AI, I'm an AI artist. I make music. Are they actual artists?
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Yes.
I call them a prompt engineer at most.
But why is that? Why are they not artists? Why are they not artists?
There's a lot that goes into making music. You have to find the rhythm, of whatever instrumental you're in. You gotta.
What instruments do you play?
I don't play any instruments. I play synth. That's it.
So are you a musician?
It's like a keyboard that looks like a piano.
Are you a musician? If you don't play
myself, I definitely don't call myself a musician. But if I could play those keys, I can play a piano. So in theory, I would.
You're still a producer.
Yeah.
There's a reason why a lot of these DJs and beat makers call themselves producers. I mean, you're technically literally producing music. Yes. That said, even folks if you listen to interviews with Rick Rubin, he doesn't consider himself a musician.
That's crazy.
Right. Well, he's like, I don't play any instruments. He's like, I don't play any instruments. I don't read music or anything like that. And the interviewer's like, so what are people paying you these sums for? He's like, I am confident about, let me get the exact quote, because
is that good?
What he said is that good.
Nice.
We need some hold for verification music.
It was something along the lines of him being like a tastemaker or something like that.
Hold on. The confidence that I have in my taste, in my ability to express what I feel, has proven helpful for artists. So that was
good. Right. It is good. It is good.
So that when Anderson Cooper asked him, what are you being paid for? That was his response. The confidence that I have in my taste and my ability to express what I feel, proven helpful for artists. Yes. And which goes back to, what is art? It's trying to evoke emotion, as Electric said. It's trying to, spur thought.
Have you heard any bangers? I mean, I know you have, Brent, but have you heard any bangers?
I have two bangers. We've all heard of an AI banger. EBL Drizzy, as much as you might not want to acknowledge it,
BBL doesn't want to. Who doesn't want to?
BBL Drizzy was a hit.
Look, y'all know I'm working on this.
I want to be the Quincy Jones of AI.
Bro, why don't you?
Literally, I haven't taken the time to like figure out
It's
AI.
done. When I'm over,
I got to get together.
No,
Yes, please.
did you listen to the stuff that like? Okay, I'm trying to do a comic book, but then I'm like, okay, well, animation is getting more democratized. My goal is to make anime out of AI and then take that and then give that to artists to actually do. Like that's my goal. And the theme song for the anime that I came up with is amazing. I made 2 versions. I made one in Japanese, and it sounds just like an anime intro. And then I made another. I wanted to make it because the person is of West African origin. I wanted to make another one with Igbo, my language. AI made an Igbo song that is using the beat patterns, the instruments, and everything that I hear in my music, and it is crazy. I'm not fluent in my language either. So the fact that it wrote this song from the themes and stuff that I gave it, because I didn't give it themes. I wanted to be like this, about that. Here's the backstory of the character. Here's all this other stuff. The fact that it did that, I'm actually learning the song to learn more of the language and words that I didn't know. So, I mean, the Japanese, I like the Igbo one, but the Japanese one is a banger. And it's kind of hyped me up to get going.
Look forward to hearing. I also look forward to. Okay, I'll check it out. I look forward to that next level of AI where it's become our library that we can truly interact with, to the point of, yes, here's a language that you want to learn, and it knows it and can produce what you want in that language.
How is that not now? I'm trying to figure out. I'm lost a little bit. Say that again.
It's very close to now. The only difference is, I think the only difference is literally the user interface. Like, you know how, I mean, first off, it's the future. Like, movies that we saw that were set in the future, we're past those years.
No, it is the future. Yeah, we're way past. It's been the future for a while. Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, George Jetson was born already, like, supposedly. Yeah. So, I look forward to having those hologram, butlers and helper, like Jarvis. Like, Tony Stark, we should have Jarvis by now.
I mean, we kind of do.
And granted. Yeah, exactly. But the user interface is not there yet, is the only difference. It's not, granted, it's Alexa, blah, 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 blah.
Can the Meta Oculus do it?
No.
Not yet.
So I think, are you talking about the Ray-Bans, the glasses?
No. The Oculus.
The Oculus. No. Oculus is not AI.
Okay.
Again, there's AI, there's assistance, and then there's automation, right? So Alexa and Google, those are not AI. Those are assistants because they can't learn anything.
And if you've ever really talked to them, oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
they're annoying.
So
I'm saying turn on this. No, do not play. Oh my God. Just off.
So we've got AI. We've gotten the ability to, in the last 3 years, okay? I wouldn't even say 3, but let's say 3. In the last 3 years, we can draw stuff that just didn't exist. My kids called it the imagination machine. Now commercially we call it dream machine, but we can draw stuff. We can copy voices. We can train new voices that never existed. We can make new people. We can now, I don't know about the video, but the video that's coming out is crazy good. And it's just getting better. I'm actually playing with that right now. What do you think? Do you think that it's going to end or really destroy any medium of art that we're seeing today, and like change forever? That's not going to exist anymore. Like, you know what? No one's going to paint after this kind of thing,
Well, I don't think that's going to happen because there is always an appreciation for the method of the art. So, for instance, there's no reason why people should be getting tattoos that are done as hammer.
The Thai tattoos, right?
Yeah.
With a hammer and stick.
Aside from, especially when you're outside of that culture, like, Hey,
What are you
you're from
doing?
Ca-
What you doing?
You ain't part of no tribe. Come on.
What you
now.
doing, bruh?
So to that point, there's an appreciation for the method. Same thing. In theory, all movies, all animations should have been straight CGI
God,
since 2000 whatever.
2000.
But
You need to reboot, bro.
like, but yeah, yeah. Oh
can I
man, I
add
forgot
to
about
that?
reboot.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
up?
go ahead.
So now, now you're mentioning CGI. Now there's movies that it looks like the movie industry is now going back to using puppets for movies. Like the latest
Thank
Alice
God.
movie,
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
latest
Thank God.
Alien movie, they used actual puppets for everything. And there's another movie coming out, and they decided to go back to puppets. I forget what
It
movie it
looks
was.
better, dude. Practical effects almost always look better.
Yep.
My
And it-
son caught that. He was like, they CGI a lot of stuff. And I was like, yeah, yes.
Yeah,
They CGI stuff that you don't even need to CGI.
right.
You know?
Like this took longer and was more expensive than you.
We have the prop right there.
I like CGI personally. I have nothing
I-
against that. I think it looks good. You know, for some things
Now-
like the movement, you can't capture it. Not with a human being, not with a puppet. You know, not with a machine. So CGI is the next best thing. I like.
Well,
There's
also,
a
too,
thing
that-
in UX. Go ahead.
There's to your earlier point, there are certain shots that in theory we probably never would have gotten without CGI, and then which should now become AI. Like there were things where, oh, we wanted to do this, but the studio said it was going to cost too much for why, blah blah blah, or build, a scale model of this, or take over this building, to do it. Which is where CGI really first started coming in. Like, oh, we couldn't blow that up for real, so we faked it.
It's just about how you use it.
Right,
If
exactly.
CGI, I'm pro CGI, I'm pro practical effect, but there's sometimes where like practical effects don't need to be used. Just use CGI for that, and vice versa. I think the problem is that it's just such a CGI button that people they just press it. I would have loved to listen when I was all into the Marvel movies and stuff. I would have loved to see more shots of Iron Man and all the people in their actual suits. But when you now pay attention, because if you don't see this now, you definitely will always see this. Watch Iron Man when he flips his helmet up. It looks stupid. It looks like they just pasted his face on CGI. The edges are all like messed up and stuff. Have you seen this, Jason?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's like
We knew it then.
could y'all do have an Iron Man suit, right? Like you'll have one, right? Just use it for this shot. But
For this close up, yep. And to that point, I would say I bet it's somebody had a deadline. Like there have been times where they were like, oh yeah, like we legit needed to get this out by the holiday season or the summer of blah blah blah, so we couldn't hold on to it anymore. There were movies that benefited from COVID because it was like, hey, y'all weren't gonna be in theaters, so
James Bond,
we had more time to like actually get the shadowing right. Hey, to that point, I'd say deadlines are the devil. I'd rather you
who sets deadlines, bro,
and make
who sets deadlines? Who sets deadlines?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Executives.
Yo,
Wait,
I can't tell you how many times there have been meetings, and it's like, oh, we have this meeting set. We need to figure out what we're going to say. I'm like, why'd you set a meeting if you don't know what you're going to say? Why is that a thing? Don't set the meeting until you know what you're going to say first, then set the meeting. Finish the movie, then set the release date.
Nah, I don't worry like that, bro.
Yeah. Completed.
Yeah, that's you need the time to market it.
All right,
Finish the movie, set the release date, mark it up till that release date.
Electric, I'm gonna throw a beat.
Literally is how
you freestyle on top of it, and we'll give you AI related words, and you got to mix them to your freestyle. Okay?
I can't freestyle.
Trying to wake you up, man.
I'm under the weather, man. Like I think I caught COVID off of my kid. Like I'm hurting right now. I'm just trying to survive.
Like, dang, dude.
I'm just here trying to survive. My throat is killing me. I'm just trying to live right now.
Man, you some hot soup.
I'm sorry, everybody who's listening. If my energy has been really down today, I'm just under the weather.
If they listen to the other episodes, it's right on time.
Yeah.
It's he freestyles. You're gonna assume,
and it's late for me. It's early for you guys. So.
I know, man.
Yeah.
So we gotta think about
he
that.
freestyles.
I used to be able to, but that's like a muscle, man. You gotta work that muscle.
Yes,
in order
it
to
is.
keep it. I don't think I have the vocabulary for it right now.
Hire more artists. If you hire artists while you're using AI stuff, you're good. All right. There will never be a situation where I have the opportunity to hire an artist and I just won't. That's
well, I notice what you do though. You don't just rely heavily on AI. You rely on both AI and an artist at the same time, which is actually really good. So
I have to.
Yeah.
So what is AI art Mid-Journey? What is it for? What's it for?
I think all of them should be used together. Get your AI, touch it up with the CGI, touch it up with like by hand until you have that perfect like shot that you wanted or that art that you were the way you conceived it in your mind. Get it to that. There shouldn't be that. I mean, if you look at here, you could kind of see. No, fix that. If you see it, we're gonna see it, and even if you don't see it, we're still gonna see it. To your point, you're never going to look at Iron Man the same way again because you see, and especially looking back at old movies, like when CGI was really first coming out, they did the best that they could with what they had then. Some of the time, it's like, hey,
oh man, we got disconnected again. Hold on.
Oh,
all right,
my bad, dude. I threw you off.
We're back.
I threw you off, bro. My bad.
You kicked me out.
I threw you off. My bad.
All right.
Looking at the first Spider-Man movies versus the new Spider-Man.
Oh gosh, the first Spider-Man movie was awful.
Yeah.
No.
But it was awful in a different way. It was awful in a different way.
Hey, remember the first X-Men movies?
Wait. You talking about the first? You talking about the first Spider-Man movie? The first one?
No. Tobey Maguire. Let's not go that far back.
Listen, do yourself a favor and play like the old like 1960s Spider-Man for your kids. Bro, my kids were dying. They think that we're the lamest people on earth. They're like, this is what you want. Yo, you are
I can see them roasting you. Oh my gosh.
Bro, they say the
just put Little Man on
the olden days.
Yeah, the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I was having Little Man watch that.
They love that.
By the way, I have them watching I started them on Looney Tunes, and at first they were like, why are we watching this? Now they're like, hey, can we watch Looney Tunes? Because like they are all about it now. Because Looney Tunes weren't made for kids; they were made for adults. But that was back when like movies like that's what you had showing before a movie started. So yeah, man. And hey,
your video's not on.
Yeah, Roadrunner Coyote, man.
So what do you think AI is for?
I think AI is
AI art specific.
Oh, AI art.
Yeah,
it's just for people just to make a quick buck. That's what I think it is. People that just anybody that wants to make money off of art and not spend a lot of money or time on it.
You think people are making a lot of money on it?
No,
I know
not everyone. No, I know people are making a lot of money on it. But I know a lot of people have aspirations to make money on it. They just don't know how to do it. Like me, I don't know how to make money. I look at AI and I'm like, how can I make money? I ask AI, how can I make $10 million this year?
You should take my course.
As soon as you send it, I will take your course. I don't know how to do this stuff, but
you made a good point. You made a good point about asking ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT, because that was the first like big AI thing that people got. I think that now we're kind of learning that ChatGPT is awesome, but it also kind of sucks. Like, I think people now are not going to I think people I'm not going to ChatGPT my paper. Like, that's a stupid idea. I think people understand that now. I think people understand that I'm not going to have ChatGPT do my reports. So, they tried to have ChatGPT do everything, and it's not for everything. I think we had to kind of figure out what is it even for. And now we kind of figured out, okay, it's a helper. It will help you do A, B, and C. I think AI art and music, maybe not so much music, but I think AI art and other art forms are just haven't went through that same evolution yet, where we're still trying to figure out, like, how does ChatGPT suck? And then let me not do those things.
I can tell you 2 examples of where I figured AI really sucked. and
Okay,
they're both art examples. One of them is I tried to make an avatar of myself, right? And I gave it a prompt. I was as specific as I could be. And it ended up adding a flag in the background. So I'm like, I don't want the flag in the background. I reiterated it. And 5 times I told it, do something similar, remove the flag. It did not understand that how to remove the flag. It kept the flag in the background. And I'm like, I'm not using this as, for what I want to
Dolly's
do.
trash. Dolly's trash.
Now the
So
second, yeah, that was one experience. Now the second example is I just wanted to test out a music maker, right? So I gave it an idea for a song I was thinking about. I had it write it, and for me, it was just so corny. When I read it, I was like,
Yep.
"This is so corny."
Yep.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling this." I was like, "Nah," and I personally felt horrible. I don't know why. It just didn't feel good. Like, it's one thing to work with another writer. I've never personally worked with another writer, like, to write my lyrics. Like, I collabed with other artists and they wrote their lyrics, or we'll probably work on a chorus together, right? But they'll sing that part that they write, I do mine. But just to like sit and collab with another artist to do a full-fledged song, I don't have a big ego about that. That's something I can do. But when I tried it with AI, I just didn't like it. I was just like, you corny, bro. Like, I did not
It's
like
not
it.
good at. It's not good at emotions. It's not good at comedy. Oh my gosh! I try to like get some comedy stuff from my TikTok. It's horrible at comedy.
Yeah.
It's not good at like that je ne sais quoi of like whatever like humans do.
What is je ne sais quoi?
It means June
I don't know what.
doesn't say quoi.
Boy, that is I in French. Ne is the negation. Se is no, like in Spanish. And then what? And pa is the end of the negation. So
It's like it's something intangible.
So
je ne sais quoi. Yeah, je ne sais quoi. Yeah, to your point, I don't know why it's not je ne sais quoi pas. But anyway, je ne sais quoi. I don't know what.
Like it has and then you can name it, so you just say, I don't know what it is.
okay.
It's the intangible.
But it sounds better to say it has this I don't know what. But
Yeah.
say the I don't know what in French. Sounds better.
Yeah, that X factor or whatever, like, and sorry,
I'll try to use that tomorrow.
my whole thing is that like we don't know how the brain works. We have no clue. We have a lot of good science and a lot of information about what the brain does. We don't know why it works the way it does, and as a computer scientist, we have no clue like how we read, write, and access memory. We know how we replicate the observations we make from biology and through life in like, the RAM that we put in our computers. But how we replicate, humans can do something that's called non-deterministic thought. And machines cannot do this. Okay. We don't know why. It's like the basis of computational theory. We have no clue why. And we're getting closer and closer to mimicking the human brain. We always talk about how the human brain's horrible at memorizing stuff. Human brain's horrible at like pattern recognition, but it still does some really weird stuff that we cannot replicate. And I think this AI stuff is pushing closer and closer towards there. I'm all for it. I embrace it. I welcome our overlords.
Yeah. Not worried about them being overlords. Like
they'll be better than Cruz. Ted Cruz. No.
Man.
That's all I got, man. I'm glad you guys. I was hoping I was worried that I would out nerd you guys, man, and bore you guys. But I figure that you guys might have stuff to go on. So
because the beautiful thing about it, this discourse is that we're people, so we can always go nerdier. But even just from a basic standpoint, we have the same thoughts that most people might when they hear these things. And so it's good to hear the different sides of it, especially Electric felt a particular way about one of the topics that I felt the complete opposite. So, I like hearing the different takes. Lukewarm takes. That's another name for the podcast.
And the podcast with many names.
He's got to keep naming it.
What was the character from Game of Thrones? What's her name? The
Arya.
Yeah, where she becomes the person with no face or no name.
I have the dagger, and I just need to cast it.
Oh yeah.
Like I have the blade, and I have a mold of the blade, and I just need to cast it in metal.
Are you a big Game of Thrones fan?
Yeah, I was a Game of Thrones fan. I like it. It was really good. It was like one of the best shows I've seen. One of the best ones. But everybody was tripping about how it ended, but I was like, no, it ended fine. It was just, it's not the ending you wanted. But yeah.
They should have
I'm a big Arya Stark fan. Shit, it basically did. We could talk, we should talk about like show endings, because show endings are always really controversial. And like people think this show ended great. People think this show ended terribly. People think Breaking Bad ended amazing. I'm like, I did it, but yeah.
Well, my 3 most memorable endings are Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire, and
Attack on Titan.
I haven't seen Attack on Titan, but The Sopranos.
Chase, you gotta watch it.
I know. I watched it. I haven't completed it.
Neither has.
I need to borrow somebody's Crunchyroll subscription because I was told I can't get any more subscriptions.
Subscriptions.
Man,
use all the money you save in cutting cable.
Oh no,
you have cable. You have cable?
Who, me? No, I don't have cable.
Yeah, you.
No, I don't.
I was like, who is this guy?
I have internet.
Cable.
And apparently not good internet at all.
Only his coaxial internet.
Yeah, it's horrible, man.
You need to get you some FiOS.
Yeah, they don't serve it. They don't service my area. But yeah, Brent, bring this out, man.
I'm a little sad because I just found out that the Arya Stark spinoff that's supposed to be coming out in May is only a fan-made poster. That was well done.
In AI?
I'm hereby. I hereby take back everything I said in positive of AI. It is the devil.
Yeah, it is.
Next episode. Well, it turns out it wasn't even AI. He drew it by hand. Art is evil. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. This has been Habitual Line Steppers podcast. Podcast that never was. Name pending. Lukewarm takes. And another name that I'm going to figure out next time. I'm going to get it.
We'll play you out with some AI Igbo music. Oh, this is the Japanese one. It's so
understanding every few words.
Wait for the chorus though.
In fact, you know what makes me suspicious of this not being actual Japanese?
Wait. Well, what makes you suspicious?
Not enough English words sprinkled throughout.
Yes. You're right. Yeah, they got to put like a weird English like half sentence in there. This is my language. I understand like every 3 words.
Is that AI?
What I would want to hear,
that sounds really good.
I would want to hear is the Japanese music with the Igbo.
Oh, I did that already. I did that already.
By the way, can you send me MP3s of those 2 songs so I could put them as our intro and outro? I'm gonna use the Japanese as the intro, and is it called Ubo? Igbo. I'll use the Igbo as the outro. It sounds like such a good outro.
It's in the scratch paper.
All right.
It's the first 2 things in there.
I could download those?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
The lyrics are there too. They didn't render all of the characters on the Igbo one, but they actually spelled the stuff right, which is crazy. Because Igbo and spelling, like, there's a big controversy how you're supposed to spell stuff, because there's like a jillion dialects and everybody thinks they're right.
Word.
Oh yes.
But yeah, so I think I'm gonna use the Japanese one as the intro, and then you know how the ending song, the vibe is completely different, and then use the Igbo one as the ending.
That's literally what he just said.
What? Oh no, of the anime, not
Don't worry, Brett. That's the story of my life, bro.
No, the anime, the anime, not the show. He was talking about the show, right?
Yes, but
still. But yeah.
You said it. You said it like no one has ever said this before.
Oh, whatever.
Completely ignored this man's last 3 minutes.
I do that to Clarabelle because Clarabelle does it all the time, and she's like, "I don't get it." I'm like, "You don't know?" She's like, "What? You seen Pootie's Hay?" Or he's like, "Yeah, man, and he be kicking ass."
Yeah. I do that to people and they don't get the reference.
I'm about to blow some stuff up and then go to bed.
And what?
Karate explosions.
I'm done with Marvel Rivals, bro. I can't. Just don't think about it. I don't think about Marvel Rivals. I just don't ever think about it.
I don't care for Marvel Rivals anymore. I'm done with it.
I just don't think about it anymore. Listen, it's a great game. I just don't think about it.
I'm gonna play it. Not now, but when I play again.
Like the only reason I loaded in a couple of times was because I bought the battle pass because it was like what, $10.
I only play with you guys, but I don't care for it anymore.
And then like let me go ahead and get these free skins that are there, but I got to be nervous, bro. That's what it is. I just got to be nervous when I play games. If I'm not nervous, I'm not having fun. I'm not nervous.
Characters you've never played with before.
I do, dude. I've played with everybody.
Who have you played with?
I started playing with Mantis. I started playing with Cap. Cap's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous when I play with Cap. I play with everybody, bro. I play Wolverine.
You should play.
Wolverine's fun. Wolverine's fun. You haven't seen me play a lot of people. You know,
I know.
Wolverine's fun, and I'm not saying people aren't fun. People are fun, but it's just different. Different.
I want to see you make incredibly annoying portals as Doctor Strange.
Oh, me and Pete were exchanging techniques. Dude, my favorite thing to do was to put the portal off a cliff, but put it so that when they look through it, it looks like it's on solid land. And then I jump through, and then I start hitting people, and then I'm like, oh shit, and I jump back away, and then I fly, and then they all just jump in. It works like every time. I jump in and Cheta bodo po onku igbainelu magachoras Bali oni o egubu egu magaya negu chichiri Ona logu makezi omume Runsato simiri verse 2 Kuzondu miri na eduzi Kafiri karakaru echo uru Yana ndio tuyana gani huboli la nyacho